Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Reality. I'm SOLRETA and I'm so happy to be here from Beyond Mystic, and so lovely to see all of your gorgeous faces. Thank you so much for joining me, and a big thank you also for those that leave their comments. I loved reading your comments last week about your experiences, especially around the ET UFO side of things. So I just want to say a big thank you. And I also wanted to mention, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to receive more videos like this and more messages from all of us over here on the Beyond Mystic family. You can see there's a lot of interesting shows coming up. We've got the Divine Feminine Oracles with Julie, Sophie, and Meg coming up. We also have Sophie and Elena. You can see J-Snip down here and Cliff High, many beautiful, amazing souls that are part of the Beyond Mystic family, as you are soul family watching as well. So yeah, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. We also have the gorgeous May Levy coming up. So this will be the second activation series on abundance and manifestation. So please make sure to join this over on Beyond Mystic Academy. So this will be opening receptors in the brain for abundance and wealth and prosperity. So this is going to be on live, and it will be July 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that'll be a really lovely way to have all that rewiring and program going on right before bedtime, so that you set yourself up for some abundance and manifestation. So that will be really exciting. And let's jump on in and get started with the reading for today. Now, I'm really excited because there's been a few things popping up through the week. The first thing that Spirit wanted me to bring up was the little singing angel tuning fork. So we're just going to start by centering ourselves and taking a couple of deep breaths in. Remembering when we exhale, it's really good to breathe out with a ha, because that resets our parasympathetic nervous system. So just breathing in. And I'm just going to play this to your crown chakra. So just focusing your attention on that area. And on your third eye. Throat chakra. Heart chakra. Remembering to breathe in. Exhaling everything else out that you no longer need. And we're just going to bring awareness to solar plexus, to your stomach area. And to your sacral chakra. And last of all, to your root chakra, grounding into the earth and into Gaia. Nice big breath all the way in and exhaling all the way out. And I just thought that'd be a really lovely way to start today. And Spirit was guiding me to getting them out. So what I wanted to share with you, the first thing that came up today was rose. So in terms of like reading cards and things like that, we can also be guided if Spirit is guiding us to certain flowers. So I got guided to 2 flowers tonight. Blue lotus was the other one. So you can see this is beautiful blue lotus, which you can have as a tea. I'm going to read to you just a little bit about what these are to do with. Now, we're going to talk more about the supernatural properties. So if you guys have any rose oil at home, I love to put this on my heart chakra. It's really good to kind of like incorporate it. And this way you can put it on your pulse points too, which is really lovely. But with this one, rose is really more connected to do with Christ consciousness, the heart chakra. It also helps you to kind of like develop the heart chakra in terms of like more of a sense organ. And in terms of working with psychic vision, it's really good because it helps you to kind of like see beyond things that may be existing more on an astral level, to go above and beyond onto the higher planes and dimensions. So I do feel that Rose was calling out for us this week in regards to helping up the level of protection, making sure that we are keeping in that the higher realm side of things. It's also really amazing for trance channeling. And even when we think about like the both the rose and the lotus, have those beautiful petals that are unfolding in terms of spiritual development and things. But yeah, with rose, I really feel that we're connecting with Christ consciousness energy a lot this week, and it's causing a lot of like ease when we use rose on the emotional body and the emotional level. So yeah, it's kind of like to bathe yourself in roses and to take in rose medicine was what Spirit was guiding towards this week, as well as with the beautiful blue lotus. So this was used in ancient Egyptian times, and I just pop one flower in the teapot, and I quite often mix it with like other teas, like astral or like lucid dreaming teas and things like that I like to make up. There's a Vision Quest one that I make that I like to put these in. But with this, it really is to do with crown chakra. So when we think about spiritual development, and even when we look into like the Vedic beautiful scriptures and pictures, you see like the lotus opening. So this is really good in helping to open for psychic development, as well as like easing anxiety, and great for like astral travel, dreams, visioning. It actually has a component of DMT in it. So not only does it help us to relax, but it helps to open and facilitate DMT to be released from the third eye. So with this as well, it's also high in antioxidants. It also promotes sleep. So if you are feeling anxious or anything at the moment, this is a really beautiful one. It also has aphrodisiac properties, and it helps to activate serotonin and dopamine receptors. So its neurotropic properties can improve brain function and memory. So that'd be a great one to have leading into May Levy's beautiful abundance work that she's doing this week. So it's also really good for developing the third eye, and it helps to bridge between the worlds. So when we look into, and I should say as well, with rose, it is a perfume that's one of the highest smells, or has one of the highest abilities in order to take us to that connection to God and to source and Christ consciousness. So when we smell that and we smell jasmine, it really helps us more strongly to connect to source, because smell and fragrance, it holds one of the strongest memories for us on a deep soul level. So with the lotus as well, we think about how lotus grows on the water. So with the lotus, it helps merge between worlds, between the water world and the heavens. So it's actually a really beautiful remedy that Spirit wanted to bring up. And I will just read to you just a little bit. So with the rose as well, it really just helped to distinguish messages between like what is a soul message and what is sort of coming from like lower information, or from like delusion, or from more egoic purposes. And with the rose, it's just such a beautiful remedy for heart at the moment. With our final card, I have picked one for the Hidden Worlds deck. So I'm going to share this with you towards the end, but I can't wait to share that. But let's have a look into the week ahead and see what is happening. So remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. All right, just feeling into the energies for this coming week for our beautiful Soul Family Collective. It's always such a beautiful energy when I tune into all of you as well. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Okay, so we have a few cards this week. So we have 5 cards down here. So I'm just feeling into them, and then we'll flip them over. So what I'm actually feeling this week, whether it's also the use of the things that we were talking about from Spirit, but I feel that Spirit wants to take us to a place of rest, restore, to deep peace. I actually feel like it's about astral travel and things a lot this week, and going to a dimension between dimensions is what this sort of showing. It's almost that bridge between 2 worlds. So let's flip the cards over and have a look, and we'll see whether, okay, this is interesting. So I can see why they perhaps want to take us to a bridge between both worlds. And right smack in the middle of the 5 cards, we actually have a card that represents this. And look right in the center, Blue Lotus. So with the Peace card, or 2 of Swords as it's known, we see the moon, and we also see this, where is it? On the bottom. Oh, here, the Libra symbol as well. So with these 2 energies, for me, the 2 of Swords, traditionally we think about the lady on the beach with the 2 swords. Now, mentally, it feels like there's 2 different things, but she's being guided and asked to kind of like learn and feel into things and look beyond with the blindfold. Her little yellow slippers to me represent like education and learning and things of that sort of nature, and really, feeling into understanding things on a different level. With the 2 identical swords, it's not that she has to pick one or two options. There's always sort of opening our third eye or using lotus. And it's interesting because this is in the place of heart area too. And we had the rose picked out for that area. So I do feel it's dropping your consciousness and dropping your third eye to look through this space of the heart, and also using your heart to look through this space of the third eye for this week, because we do have some heavier energies around. We have 10 of Swords, 8 of Cups. We also have the 10 of Wands, and we have the 3 of Wands as well. So with the two tens, we might be seeing a little bit of endings happening this week. What's really interesting, at the same concurrent timeline, I'm seeing a split. So some people might be having endings, other people might be staying in this place of peace that Spirit is also talking to us about. So we're seeing a split. So I really feel that this is to kind of get to this place of peace within, so that you're not kind of caught up in this chaotic energy that we're seeing down here. So with the 10 of Swords, it is known as the card of ruin. It's Sun and Libra energy. With that, and we can see here, it's the heart that's protected with this golden light. So if we can use different remedies and different things to stay in this space, we're kind of sheltered from this other energy. We also see where the 8 of Cups, there's emotional kind of stuckness and fracturing with this. We've got Saturn's energy as well as Pisces energy too. So I really do think it is going back into our own flow, not letting things control or constrict with us. With the 8 of Cups as well, it represents sort of breaking through. I always sort of see it too as this mermaid and dolphin energy that's in the other deck of cards, where we're swimming and we're breaking up through the ocean. So don't forget, Lotus will help you to use that as well. We then have the Peace card, which we've gone into. 10 of Wands, the card of oppression. I always see this with the 2 wands featured mainly at the front in green heart chakra color. So it's another reminder to stay in the heart when we're being oppressed. It's Saturn and Sagittarius energy. So stop looking for meaning in things that make no sense. Don't let it entertain you. Don't take it in on a spiritual level, on a visual level. And I just saw 12:12 on the clock. And with the 3 of Wands, this is actually a reminder to have like source, God, higher self to come back in this separated duality. So with the 2 of Wands, I quite often see this as like a landscape, looking out, seeing what we want to create. This is about having your higher self come in as well. So this is a big part of the process and journey that we're getting for this week. I'm just going to go to the Star Tarot and see what else we've got. We've got 8 of Pentacles. This is really important for seed planting and for our new journey. We've got the Fool card, or as you guys know, I always talk about the feminine archetype of Alice in Wonderland energy. And I did pick another card before we started too, which talked about people moving on. So talked about, some of our loved ones and things also crossing over at this time. So this could also represent the ending from people that we know, passing on or crossing over as well. So we have 8 of Disc, and we can see this is almost like this beautiful, prophecy that we hear about from the natives as well, from the Native American Hopi tribe. It does have a bit of a vibe of a buffalo energy about this as well. The other thing that we also see with this Fool card, this does sort of represent staying kind of in this space of like innocence and naivety, but more a sense of wonderment of the world and kind of like being enchanted with the present moment is the way that I sort of see this too. And does represent that when we stay in this innocence, that we are more sheltered and protected from some of the heavier emotional things and disappointment energy that could be around, but we are learning to navigate into a new higher version of self. So this is the practice that they're giving us this week. So I hope that you guys have a little bit of a meditate on what has come up, and I will read the final card too. So just before we do that, I would just like to remind you guys to please like, share, and subscribe for the Beyond Mystic channel. We really, really, really appreciate it. As you can see, and I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Oh, I think you can. We've got JC has worked so hard, as have everyone else on the show, to get 602 videos up. So we're never shy of anything to watch in the Beyond Mystic community. The other thing that I also have is down the bottom, you'll notice my little ticketer code that says use the ticketer code in all caps Beyond Mystic to receive 10% off your bookings. So you can see I've got a big button here saying book your session. You can read a little bit more information about me on here. I've got testimonies on here as well. There's plenty of things to of interest to have a look into. But yeah, I do love doing my one-on-one sessions, and occasionally you will get a spot jump out that oh, you can see a testimony here as well. But yeah, occasionally you will get a spot come up. I might be really feeling the energy of a lot of people in need, and I'll open up extra spots from time to time. But at this stage I am booked out until August. But yeah, coming back to the last card, and it is from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds by Lucy Cavendish. And I'll just read this card to you because I was looking at it and it was almost like a beautiful meditation. So I think this is perfect to end on. And it's kindred spirits. And I feel this is all about our soul tribe. But look at her with kind of the fairy realm, elemental type energy, which we are seeing this veil beyond worlds coming really strong. And I've filmed a few shows on this topic, so it's just perfect that we've got this. So spirit, companions, guides, and comfort. And we also see perhaps a fairy spirit. Perhaps for some of you, this might be an ancestor or a loved one that's on the other side. So I'm just going to read this to you. So you might want to close your eyes and just meditate on this as I read it. So as human beings, we are sometimes very aware of what seems to be our aloneness. We are surrounded so often by crowds of people, yet there is a deep and almost overwhelming yearning for true friendship and companionship. We yearn not simply to be around others, but to be seen and understood, cared for, and communed with. So many of our interactions now lack this soulfulness, and we sometimes yearn for the companionship that we know that we are meant to be experiencing. This woman has felt this way too. I was just referring to the picture I showed you earlier. And it says that she's taken herself away from the rush and the hurry and into the world of nature where the most liminal of spaces, perched on the fallen log, crosses a magical stream. She finds the stillness and the peace that she has longed for. And within this in-between space, remember what Spirit said before? I didn't get to this page when I read this earlier. So this is interesting on that space within, and the lotus and the rose together facilitating that. So this space within is quiet, and the awareness that grows within those spaces, the beings of the world in between can come to her. She speaks there to the beings who form out of energy around her, who arise from the streams and the air of the trees and come to share with her the comfort of spirit. Perhaps you too can take comfort from such places, to find the shelter beneath the willow tree, to find the flowering bower within the garden, to sink your feet into the earth between the roots and the great tree, and into that quietness and connection speak. Tell of the hidden worlds that all of your tell the hidden worlds all that troubles you, and wait for the voices that will come and whisper their words of comfort. For you are loved, Earth child, and in the stillness of the wild, their voices can finally be heard. So there's a little illumination bit, and it says, I have kinship and friendship. Beyond the world of humans, spirit loves me. So I think that is a perfect one to end on. I love you all. Please maybe type in the little notes below or the little chat if you've had any interesting interactions with spirit this week, or there's been aha moments for you. I really love to hear about that. So take care, and I will see you all next week. Thank you.